Welcome back, guys. So, I have some things to show you. At the end of last episode, I was planning on making this luminous rod, which I thought was going to allow me to place light sources at a distance. But I was mistaken. So I'm right-clicking, no light source. If I go straight up to a block, it will place a lovely light source on the block. But unfortunately it does not work at a distance as I thought it would. So, because I was really sick of this roguelike dungeon, and thought perhaps you might be too, rather than slogging through it the hard way on camera, I slogged through it the hard way off camera. So, I've lit up just about everything on that lower level. It took a really long time, couple deaths, and I needed to hunt down some amethyst. I made this amethyst sword, which is better even than the I think it was a ruby one I was using before. But I finally did it. I've got almost all the spawns in the lower level locked down. Not really much spawning here, but I haven't looked at the chests. Thought you guys might like to do that with me. So you can see this room had a ton of spawners. And I haven't taken the spawners out yet either, which I'm going to do now. At least as many as I can. Cool. Okay. So, bunch of nether wart. That's nice. Cool. And chests. Ooh. Ooh. That is a nice blade. Another white stone. I looked it up. If I charge these, they actually are going to resurrect me as long as they're in my inventory. So now I've got 2. That might be worth 2 deaths. Oh. Okay, and wow. An even better sword. Okay. I'll take it. Plus 12 attack damage, unbreaking 3. That's pretty nice. So, this is the path that used to have water flowing down here and lava over here. We died here a couple times. And I believe... oh, that's lava above us. I thought this is where the pit from above... oh, yep, here it is. Okay. Yes, I was right. This is where the pit from above landed. Okay, but there's also this other direction, and this is actually a loop, so once we get back here I'll break those. We saw down this way, and over here is just a little area where we had some chests, but we had already cleared that out. This was the room where everything was spawning. And here's another blaze spawner. I'm going to take that now. this is the room where magma slimes were spawning, and then here, these were the things that were really bothering me, and there were also some in the ceiling. I think I left one. At one point we were digging through the ceiling to take them out. Oh, yep, here we go. This is the room we were digging through the ceiling to try and take all the spawners out. We missed a few, and there were some on the floor. And then this is where we were occasionally coming to defend ourselves. But this is also a room that has a crazy amount of loot in it. I just saw the number of chests. It also looks like the loot is really good, which is even better. Don't need iron horse armor, though. Cool. And there are 2 chests here at each of these sides, so we are actually going to do very well. In the end. Okay, there is an enchanted unbreaking stick. Not really worth taking. Okay, now we have to start making some room. Oh, this bag is full. Let's see what we can fit in here. Okay. Get as much of the rest of it as we can in here. And I'm sorry. For multiple reasons, my voice may be sounding kind of strange. I am still sick, as I was last time I recorded. Also, I just finished recording a couple episodes of Skyrim, so I'm kind of doing a Septimus voice, inadvertently. So, my apologies. Let's grab... Oh! Oh! Cool. The Ender. That is a cool sword from Ender.io. Increases head drops and Ender Pearl drops, which could be pretty useful. And last chest. Awesome. Ooh, Azanor's head. Tempted to take that one, because I do like Thaumcraft. But what I've realized, oh, and this is another place we defended ourselves once. What I've realized is I cannot take any of these heads with me anymore. Okay. So... that is the end of this dungeon. And I am so glad. It was fun, but wow, how annoying. Yeah. I think that next time we do one of these, we are going to be approaching it as a speed run after we are sort of super well equipped, and we'll just see how much of a difference that makes. I'm betting a whole lot. I'm betting even if we had the rudiments of a base, we would have done a lot better there. You know, we only have very limited infrastructure because we're trying to be nomadic. And I didn't want to build up an even bigger infrastructure just to have to tear it down soon when we eventually leave. So, yeah. Anyway, I am going to pack everything up, probably sleep through the night, and we can leave our bed here because we have somewhere. Oh yeah, here. We have a couple extras. So yeah, I'm gonna pack things up. I am going to... Ooh, I have toast. Get ready to go, and then I'll be back to continue our exploration of the world. I think at this point we'll probably look for a place to settle and just see what we run across. So yeah, see you in a second. Okay, we're ready to go. Jetpack at 100%. We've got everything packed up and ready to go. A note for everyone. You can see that my chests are here in my inventory, and my bags are here in my inventory. And I do not have bags and chests together. Like, I did not put a chest into a bag. Never do that. Nesting chests or bags is a very bad idea, because you can get so much data on a single block or single item in your inventory that you crash. You can crash the whole server, and sometimes you can't recover the items that you crashed with. They just need to be deleted. So don't ever do that. But do check these chests, because sometimes you get awesome stuff. And sometimes there's a second one just a few blocks away that also has some awesome stuff. So, as promised, I am going to go exploring some, see what I see. I will probably note the location of any roguelike dungeons I find, but I will not be entering. Other things, well, obviously I'm going to try to loot as many of these Thaumcraft dungeons as I can, although apparently I've already found that one. If I see jungle temples, I'll be grabbing those. Oh, durian. I'll be keeping an eye out for great wood trees that are the infested ones that have cobwebs. Really anything I can get out of chests I will be taking. Any interesting or unique resources I come across that I think will be hard to find, although off the top of my head I can't really think of what those resources might be. Ooh, I might grab some great wood saplings. That's a great wood tree. But yes, I'll be doing all that. In the meantime, I'll also be on the lookout for interesting places that we can settle down. You know, I like this nomadic lifestyle, but as I said, I think I'd like to start a base sometime soon. So that, for example, I don't have to constantly keep my sleeping bag in my hand. Anyway, I'll do some looking around off camera, and if I come across anything particularly interesting, I'll let you know. See you in a bit. Sorry, I haven't found anything too interesting. This is the redwood tree we found before, but I decided to make a horn of the canopy. Holy cow. That's fun. This is a Botania item that, yep, allows you to break all the leaves around you. And is pretty darn cool. Oh good, a blood moon. Okay, let's see if we can sleep over on top of the tree. I think we should be able to. Okay, I will be back again when I find something else cool. Okay guys, as you might be aware, there's been a little bit of trouble with the server these past couple days, but it's all fixed now. Ooh, there's an aura node here. How strange. And I've been kind of exploring all over the place, looking for a good area for us to settle down. And I think I found one. So, here, let me turn off the building guide to start with. Here's what I've found. It's a mountain biome, so added by biomes aplenty, which means that it's very tall, very high, has this kind of slightly minty green grass, which I like. It doesn't get any snow, which is okay. I had hoped for snow-capped peaks, but we can always do that later artificially if we want. And as you can see, it's got this kind of almost valley. You know, it's got this valley in here. This is not exactly what I was looking for, but I think it will lend itself nicely to what I want to do. And what I really like is this river and this mountain here. What I'm thinking, okay, follow me for a moment. What I'm thinking is we put all of our portals right over here, and we dig a tunnel through the mountain, and it leads through here and then over to this river, and we have a bridge over the river, and then a gate into our base proper, which will be made here, but in a valley that I make much deeper, digging it down all the way to almost river level. And I'm going to play around a little bit. So here's the building guide I placed. I also want to have like a domed roof over the whole thing. So just like a dome of glass or some other transparent block. And yeah, so it's going to kind of cover up the whole area that we have as our courtyard, and then we'll have rooms that are actually dug into the mountain. And, you know, if we really start longing for a view from some of those rooms, maybe we can use things like sky blocks or, oh, what are they called? Unstable ingot blocks that'll allow us to sort of see through the rock in the places where we've built. Well, okay, so there are two major hurdles to this. First, there's this big old chunk of overhanging rock and dirt. I have not yet decided whether I want to keep it, in which case I really should integrate it into the roof, I suppose, somehow, or whether I want to just completely blast it so that we have an unobstructed view of the sky over our base. I haven't decided that yet, and honestly, I might do that second. The first thing I'd have to do is dig the valley itself, which is going to be a lot of work. Probably we'll have to set up a few tools and maybe some machines to help us do it. And I've kind of started that. As you can see, I've made a little temporary base over here. Did a lot of exploring. You can see we've got a lot of like crazy stuff from all the exploring I've done. And if you look at my coordinates, you can see I'm almost 5,000 blocks out from spawn. So I'm really kind of far away. I kind of just made a loop around spawn at around that 5,000 block distance and looked for places that seemed like what I wanted. And I want this sort of valley. We'll see how it turns out. But anyway, I've also been busy sort of starting to build a couple more machines that might be useful for us in making this base. And the first thing you might have noticed while we were under that overhang is that mobs were spawning, even though it's broad daylight out. And I'd like to take care of that by making an item called a Magnum Torch. So this is the recipe for the Magnum Torch. It's got chandeliers, which have some diamonds and gold. It's got potions of regeneration and healing. And you can see I whipped out the potion brewing stand to brew those. And the last thing is it's made in a QED. Well, the QED is kind of a complicated recipe of its own. It requires a lot of this ender of infused obsidian, and it requires this diamond-etched computational matrix, which is more of that obsidian, but then some burnt quartz, which is just quartz blocks in a furnace. But anyway, I made that, and it's powered by these ender flux crystals, which are some more of the same sorts of items. So why don't we place this? There's the QED, and then the ender flux crystals. Let's just make sure. Oh. Generate a small amount of ender flux. Oh, okay. I think we just sort of place those down. We may need to provide them with power, if I was reading that right. But let's check. If we put all of our ingredients here, this is going to slowly make a Magnum Torch. Okay, we don't have to provide them with power. They generate the power on their own. So these ender flux crystals generate power. which then enters the QED, and we will eventually get a Magnum torch. Now the Magnum torch is nice. It makes it so that anything, within 64 blocks, I think, of the Magnum torch, no mobs will spawn. So we're going to place that down, and then we won't have to worry about mobs spawning there. The other device you can see that I've built is a world anchor. Consumes ender pearls to load the chunk in which it has been placed. And yeah, I just threw an ender pearl in there. Hey, we got our Magnum torch, so that I could charge up my capacitor. It's nice to be able to have the generator running, and we should throw some more coal in that so it keeps running. Cool. So if we come down here and we place Magnum torch, not only does it provide a little bit of light, but it's going to prevent anything from spawning there. Cool. Or nearby. Awesome. So I think, so I've recorded this episode in a lot of different parts, so I'm not sure exactly how much footage I've got, but I think, even if I'm a little short or a little long, I'm going to call it right here for this episode, and between this episode and next, I'm going to sort of determine where it is I want to set up, set up that building guide, so that I know exactly what parts I'm going to start digging. And I'm going to probably make maybe a little bit better of a temporary base, or I might do that on camera next episode. Not sure which. This is going to be a big project. It's going to take probably, well, I don't know, a little bit of time. At least for me. I'm not sure how much of it will end up on camera, because I do want to have a base up and running so we can start exploring mods. That's really what I like to do. And once we get the skeleton of the base online, we can do that at our leisure. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.